Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Glimesh team meeting. This is the first team meeting that we've had since we announced our launch date, which is super excited. Can I get some Glim hype in chat? As a reminder, this stream is going live out to the internet, and it's going to be recorded and published onto YouTube. So anyone in chat, anyone on Discord, if you talk either over voice or over text, your data will be sent into the ether. And if you don't consent to that, please don't talk or type any text. As always, our meeting format is extremely the same. We talk about some metrics, we talk about some wins, we talk about some challenges, and in this week's message, we actually have a special section that is how to be successful on Glimesh in the first week. And so this is kind of a new thing that we're doing. The point of it is to help explain to everyone what you can expect, what we're going to have, what we're not going to have, and what are the tools and resources you can use to navigate the world of Glimesh streaming. For anyone who's new here, thank you for joining. While we're covering these subjects, let's try not to get off topic. So if you have any questions that aren't related to what's on the screen, just hold off on them. We'll answer any kind of questions at the end of the stream. Thank you. All right, here we go. Let's jump into this. So, of course, the first slide here is metrics. And we did some good stuff last week where we actually announced our launch. So the metric numbers are up pretty dramatic across the board. In fact, a lot of our charts now look, like an absolute uptick. If you see here, this is basically every chart that we have now. As of the 16th, 17th of February, it just immediately peaks up. And then we're finding a new kind of medium around here. Excuse me. This beer is making me very burpy, apparently. And then even on Twitter, Twitter we've always found the most success with, but the past week on Twitter has been absolutely crazy. I'm pulling up something else here. That is ads. That's not what I wanted. Even on Twitter, we've got 149% uptick in tweet impressions, 127% uptick in profile visits, 6,142 mentions in the past 28 days. That's ridiculous. Holy crap. And then, of course, 1,619 new followers. So welcome, everyone. I'm sure many of you are new. If you're not, then welcome to being here before. So anyways, Discord did also really well. We had 1,049 new users come in. Twitter had 1,342. Reddit had an 85 user jump, which is larger than the first 3 months of Reddit. So that's super awesome. Instagram had 182 new users follow us. In addition, they all, a ton of people added us to their stories and posted about us. And I can't even keep up with Instagram. I don't even know how to, apparently everyone wants to DM me, but when I click on it, it's only because they want to post about me. So I don't know how to read Instagram. We'll need help there eventually. I'm a boomer, apparently, so I'm going to keep going. And then on Facebook, we grew by about 54 new followers. On the website, I'm sure at this point, we measured this about an hour ago. I'm sure at this point we're at over 5,000 new users since last Tuesday, which brings us to 17,782 total users on the website, which means that 20K is right around the corner. On the apps perspective, we've got a whole new bunch of developer apps, and I think some of the dev apps are now asking users to create their own apps, so this number is going to keep going up a little bit. We went up by about 55. MRR is the same as of right now, but I think when the report runs tomorrow, they will be going up a little bit, because you can see over here in this let's see if I can just,
I heard that, Crystal.
There we go. You can see over here in this this chart, we actually turned on platform subscriptions. So that is going up. and then next Tuesday we'll be turning on channel subscriptions. So that'll start to come in as revenue. And then there you can see the user growth. So the blue is like the new users per week, and the green is total users. All right, and then the last thing to mention is we had the support ticket numbers aren't real. We kind of lost track a little bit, but we had let me make sure my stream looks good. Okay, yeah, we had 96 support tickets opened, and we think that like 80 of those came in the last week alone. So we've got quite a lot of tickets to help support, but so far I think 100% of them have been answered, if not 99%. We actually only had a couple of merch support tickets. All right, and we're going to keep going here. As a reminder, if anyone's asking questions, we are going to get to questions kind of at the end. If you have any questions about the slide, feel free to jump in now. That way we can talk about it. But if it's unrelated, just hold on to your pants for a second. All right, now on to wins. So some really good news is that the Glimesh community team now has all of their systems training done, which means that they now have access to actually help you with your account. That's really good because before we had just our team leads kind of doing that work, and now it's been distributed to the entire GCT. We also have a brand new member of the GCT team that is from Australia. We want to welcome in Cheeky Aussie. Some cheekies in chat. And then the GCT has also been hard at work with two other things I'm really happy about. The first one being a bunch of new knowledge base articles and 5 more of the video tutorials that we've been talking about. And then they also spent a lot of time last week actually diving into our terms of service and rules of conduct and actually determining, for each of the, violations that you have on the terms of service or the ROC, what is your first warning, what's your second warning, what's your first ban, et cetera. And that will help us make sure we have a very even, very fair moderation system that isn't, really about our gut as much as it is about the data and the rules. So we're happy to share that in the future, but we're going to finalize it up first to make sure it meets our criteria and make sure we're not like misleading users, and then we'll share that out. The other one is that our biz dev team now has an email. That's good for reaching out. That's good for talking to other companies or users or whatever it may be to kind of help the biz dev team. And then on the complete flip side, the dev team has a couple of awesome bug fixes. The first one is chat height is now actually fixed to be your screen height. And that was a contribution by Wild Wolf. So you should find that chat is always visible. You can always chat. It may have some weird, weird sizing. It may not match exactly with your video, but you should always be able to chat. And that's our main concern there. So. And then the next one is two-factor auth. Had a problem where if you selected remember me, it wouldn't remember you whenever you're using two-factor. That's fixed now, so it should remember you successfully. All right, and then I'm going to share the last one first, and then we'll talk about payouts. And then I wanted to also share that merch is now available indefinitely. We hit a cadence with Shopify and Printful where you should be able to order shirts no problem, and we don't have to go out of stock for them. So we have plenty of stock, plenty of chances to get the shirt. If you're not ready for it now, if you don't want it, that's no problem, but it'll be there when you're interested. And then the last one is we actually launched payouts, or at least setting up your payouts. So I know many of you saw on Twitter and Discord, you can actually set up your sub button now and get that going. For the US, it's a very simple process. You just link your Stripe account and they handle the taxes for us. And for any of the 33 countries that are not the US, it is a little bit more complicated, and we're going to warn you, it's a little bit more complicated. You'll go through the Stripe process, and then you'll also have to fill in an IRS, which is Internal Revenue Service, tax form. And that's to help make sure that we're paying you the right withholding, and we're not holding back money from you. So the critical thing there is if you don't fill in this form, A, you can't have a sub button, and B, if you do fill it in, but you fill it in incorrectly, we would be holding potentially more money from you than we legally have to hold. So please take the time, do the form right. We've got a great resource that walks you through it. And of course, if you have any issues, unfortunately, we can't help you with it, but your local tax professional can. So please reach out to them. All right, we'll talk more about payouts in a second. But the reason that the reason that the tax form is complicated is because we're actually paying you money. We're accepting money on your behalf, and then we're paying out royalties to you, and that's not an easy thing to do. So, all right. Next up, Hayden, you want to cover FTL?
Sure. So we successfully had a small load test of about 100 streams hitting one ingest. So that's just one ingest node too. On launch, we'll have probably a good bit more. But we just wanted to make sure that we could handle, a decent number of simultaneous streams at once, because up until now, we've had meetings like this with a ton of viewers, but only one stream. So we wanted to make sure that we can handle a bunch of streams at once. Fixed a couple of bugs. We found a deadlock bug, which, a hang where the service would stop responding. We fixed that, fixed a crash bug, and we updated the library that lets us communicate to the Glimesh TV service, because we were seeing during some of our other testing, some of the requests failing there. And I think this has improved reliability. So all in all, continuing to smash bugs up until launch. Hopefully we'll be in a state where it doesn't set on fire when it comes time. So that's it.
Awesome. Yeah, we can't wait to put this to work on day one and see how many streams we can get going at one time.
Yeah.
All right. We want to light fires, but we want to light controlled fires that don't burn us as well.
Yeah. Controlled burn.
All right, and then that's kind of it for the wins. So we actually do have some changes to our challenges page. The first one is that we're going to be the first ones to admit that this new W8 form, or not new, this very old W8 form that we're implementing, there's a lot of challenges that come with that. It's complicated for users to fill out, it's complicated for us to collect, and it's complicated for us to verify. Right now, the process that we're going to put in place is whenever you submit your W8 form, if you're outside the U.S. and trying to get a payouts button, whenever you submit that W8 form, it's going to come to us, and we're going to review that W8 form in its entirety. We're going to make sure it has the right data in it, you filled it out correctly, and you selected the right tax treaty amount. Because if you don't select the right tax treaty amount, we're going to end up taking money away from you and holding on to it for the IRS. So it's very important that you fill that out correctly. So there's a lot of challenges that come into that. We're diligently working on building a streaming site, and to have to also do all of this paperwork is a unique challenge. And it's something that we're of course willing to do because it helps get everyone a sub button, but it definitely adds a lot of work to the stack. So it's something we want to kind of figure out and make it more efficient as time goes on. But for now, it's there, it's crazy, and we'll deal with it. The next item is lack of 3D Secure support. So now that you can actually subscribe to the platform, you'll probably notice this. If you use a payment method that is 3D Secure only, it'll give you an error message. This is probably something we're going to have even after launch. I don't think a majority of the card providers are blocking it yet, but it's just something to be aware of. And then the last challenge we added recently, coming up into launch here, the amount of engagement and excitement and passion we've gotten is amazing. And I'm the first one to feel it every single day. And I know the entire team and all the community can really feel the hype behind Glimesh and what what's going to happen here. I think it's going to be a great new option for anyone looking to stream. But it's not going to be without its challenges. And we want to make sure that everyone knows, everyone who's getting into Glimesh, everyone who's going to try us day one, everyone's going to try us week one, everyone's going to try us month one. We want you to know what to expect, because if you come in and you expect everything you're used to, you may be disappointed. And it's okay to feel that way, and it's okay to want more, but we also want to make sure that you come into this informed. That way, we can actually build this thing together. If there are missing features you want, if there's problems with the site or bugs, let's fix them together. Let's actually take each feature that we want to implement and really dissect it and figure out what's good about the feature, what's bad about the feature, and how can we as a community do it better. Because if we don't do that, we're just building a clone of another site, when in reality we want to make this something so much better. So that's what we're going to cover in the next couple of slides here. Apparently, I'm going to talk a whole lot more, but we have got some great resources here that is really going to help explain what's going to happen, what's going to, what can you expect from a feature perspective, what are some resources you can use from a music bot perspective, and and we'll publish this out afterwards. Don't worry, we've got all the links included. So let's get going. All right, so this is the alpha launch streamer checklist. For lack of a better PowerPoint title. What this is going to cover tonight is a couple of key areas. The first one is features. What are we launching with, and what do we not have? We built a streaming site in 8 months with, essentially volunteer time, volunteer resources. And I think we've done really well. We actually have more features than I expected. We have more features than our roadmap expected. But we don't have every feature that you may be expecting. So I'm not going to read out the slide to you, but I want you to read it, and I want you to understand, what we won't have on day one. Things like clips and VODs are not going to be a part of the platform. Maybe you'll be able to use a tool in conjunction with another tool to help you get those VODs and clips, but they're not going to be built into the platform. We want to do these things. We want to add these things, but it's going to take us some time. It's going to take us some resources and some servers to handle these items. And some of these items we don't even want to do, or we don't want to do yet. Things like console streaming, right? We're not going to have console streaming on day one. We're probably not going to have it for a good long while. It's a hard, it's a lot of work to add support to consoles, and we actually need more help than you'd expect from Microsoft and Sony to get that done. We have to have developer toolkits and developer APIs, and we have to probably have real business contracts with them that, give them some kind of guarantee of uptime service, or who knows, in order for them to distribute it. So all these things are important to know. They're important for things that, they're important for you to know, because if you're expecting them, we're probably not going to have them. And then on the left-hand side, there are a lot of things that I'm really proud that we do have. I'm happy that we were able to get payouts to 34 countries. I think you'd really, really like, if you live in one of those 34 countries, I think you'd really like that feature, because that helps you from day one make sure you have access to payouts. We're gonna have global emotes. The very cute Glim drafts that everyone loves are gonna be available. And you'll be able to use them. And then hopefully over time we can add channel emotes as well. And then of course we're going to have FTL streaming, which as far as I've heard, everyone loves. Having this immediate real-time connection to the community is awesome. And if you think this FTL is cool, that you're seeing on the stream right now, wait until it's not from a potato computer, because it's even better. All right, so there's the features. FTL is faster than light. It's basically a streaming technology made at Mixer back in the day that we, kind of white room or white glove reverse engineered into our own thing. All right, so let's keep going here. So, like I said before, all these slides will be available afterwards, so don't worry about that. And then, so the next thing that's really important on Glimesh, and this is going to be, extremely important, and I've heard a lot of criticism about it, And I absolutely agree with it. Glimesh doesn't have any viewers. We don't even have a streaming site right now. We're going to launch next Tuesday the streaming portion of the site, but we don't have viewers. There's not an inherent audience that is, already waiting on Glimesh. What we do have is we have we have the community, we have the streamers and the viewers who have already chosen that Glimesh is the future. Yeah, we do have 200 viewers. That's true. But of those, of the community, those are going to be the people that are going to be there guaranteed. And then if you're a streamer and you want to be, you want to find success on Glimesh, you're not going to have that new viewer discoverability that, some of the best Twitch streamers have, right? Because there's not just people coming to the website. But over time, as we grow, as we bring people in, as we continue to make Glimesh a name, people are going to come and they are going to see your streams. But in the meantime, what we really suggest you do is make sure your audience knows that you're coming to Glimesh. You're going to try us out. Even if you're not switching full time and making it, a huge change in your streaming life, even if you're just giving it a try, make sure that your viewers know, make sure your community knows what's going to happen. You can do things like post on social media to get their account set up. You can customize your profile and make it, really attractive. Make sure they know exactly what they're getting. And then you can also, tweet at your viewers whenever you're going live. That way they can come and see you on Glimesh. So you've got several tools there that can help you. The follow button, you can start using that now. You can tweet out, that you made your Glimesh profile. And then in your streams today, if you want your audience to come to Glimesh, start telling your users, your viewers now that you're going to be streaming on Glimesh. It'll be Tuesday nights. Come check us out, etc. You can also start setting up your sub button now. So this is a brand new feature that we launched today. You can actually head over to your payments page, which is you click on your little settings menu up at the top right, your username basically, and then click payments, and then you'll be able to actually start setting up your payouts. It's available in 34 countries today, and you can see the country list here. Like I said before, if you're in the US, it's extremely straightforward. If you're in one of the other 33 countries, it's a little bit more, in depth, but remember, this is real money going across real borders. We're trying to make it as easy as possible, but we're trying to follow all the laws at the same time. And then, of course, we do have 2 guides, like I mentioned before. One that teaches you how to set up your payouts, and the second one that kind of walks through the W8 form, how to understand its sections, how to do your e-signature, all that kind of stuff. All right, and then the next area to talk about is getting your OBS ready. And please don't worry, we're going to have these slides available right after this, and we're also going to have a support article linked that will go through these settings in depth. But you want to make sure, since we're using FTL, that you have your streaming settings correctly. Not only is Glimesh a different bit rate than Twitch, we're at 6,000 kilobytes per second, for example, but you do have to make sure that your OBS is configured to give you the lowest possible latency to your viewers. Hayden, do you have anything you wanted to add here?
Well, this will probably be copied to the FAQ or the support page eventually.
Yeah.
And as we discover tweaks and different encoders outside of NVEC and X264, I'm sure that these these settings will become adjusted over time and whatnot. But these are the true values you'd want to stick to right now, early on. So.
Yep, and it does set some of these values by default, but it is a smart idea to check it and make sure.
Right.
Since we're here, I'll answer a couple of quick questions about the different streaming services that you can use or streaming applications. XSplit is, to our understanding, they removed their FTL support after Mixer died. So I don't think that means that it doesn't mean they can't add it back, but we will have to reach out and we'll need your help to talk to XSplit about adding FTL back into XSplit. From an OBS Studio perspective, which is the official real OBS version, it should already be in your services list now. If it's not, it will be there soon. And we do intend on providing a tool to help you make sure Glimesh is available so you don't have a problem streaming. The same thing goes for Streamlabs OBS. Unfortunately, Streamlabs OBS has declined to add our service to their services list. We have a feature request on their portal that's ready to go. We would encourage you to upvote that. But like I said before, our intentions is to make sure it still works for you. So we'll be able to. We're planning on providing a tool that will put Glimesh on your services list, even in Streamlabs OBS. So look out for that. It'll be here soon. We'll add it. We're definitely big fans of Streamlabs of OBS Studio, just because they're the true open source version that had no problem adding Glimesh to the services list, even though we were small. But if you choose to use Streamlabs OBS, we will try and help make sure you're fully supported. The best kind of slobs is the one that's uninstalled. All right. Hopefully no one notices I said that. I'll keep moving here. All right. And then the next thing is make it fancy. If you're trying out a new streaming platform, our brand colors aren't purple. You may want to consider trying out some new colors, maybe blue, maybe 3 different shades of blue. We've got a whole bunch of streamer kits here that are available. In fact, if you visit our support portal, we actually have overlays, chat backgrounds, transitions, and even more that is in like a streamer pack that you can download and get going. But feel free to customize it. If you want to use
it just died. Glenn.
Yeah,
it just died.
What died of it? That was my mouse. One sec. Okay, ingest.
A lot of F's in chat.
Jesus Christ. a lot of Fs.
Oh god.
Janus is dead. Journal CTLFU. Janus.
And you know how you sped up chat?
Was it ingest?
Ingest died, yeah.
Went down. Okay. Did it crash?
It did crash. I think I just reconnected. It crashed due to the API. Fucking API.
Oh shit. All right. We can look at that after. Hopefully.
All right, we should be back.
Mythos
Hello,
fault.
world. Refresh if you need. Refresh if you need to. All right, can we get a platform ban for Matori? Platform ban in chat.
I'm on it. It's my goal to ban every single member of this team.
He said, aren't you guys supposed to launch in a week?
Rude.
Yeah, it was rude.
Was that with the latest FTL changes with the
No.
increased delay, or?
Only the last time I told you I deployed.
Ah,
That
okay.
makes sense.
So we might have a fix already.
Yeah.
We're using Streamlabs.
No. No, I can't run Streamlabs. I don't have enough RAM. All right, let's keep going here. Okay, so I don't know exactly where I left off, but our support portal has a bunch of resources like overlays, chat backgrounds, transitions, and more. You should be able to download those, add them into your OBS. You can, of course, remix any of the Glimesh stuff as well. If you want to add our logo into your stream, if you want to, change it up a little bit, that's, of course, all of your own customizations. You can find it on the support page by going to support.glimesh.tv, and then you hit streamer resources, and then we've got streamer kit somewhere. Let's see. Hold on, maybe here.
I linked it on the slide.
Oh, okay. Sorry, your channel. Sorry, it's your channel, and then streamer kit, and it'll be linked in the slide as well. So we'll have right here. This will be the link. If you don't have any audio, you can't hear me, so there's no point in me talking. Unmute or refresh. Yeah, apparently you have to refresh for audio. Interesting. All right, we need staggered refreshes. Just kidding. Yeah, so unmute after you're done and you're good to go. All right, let's keep moving here. And then the next section here we have to talk about is music. A lot of you have no idea what to do about music, and we understand. It's complicated, it's difficult, it's hard. We've been trying to compile resources to help you with your music adventures. We've got a couple of them here provided, and we'll continue to explore how we can help the situation even more. But we do have services like Stream Beats, of course. We have independent labels like Ben Burns, Rage Barrel, Just Simi Records, in Winter Garden actually, and then another service. Jesus, you sneezed in chat. No sneezing in chat.
What was
basically.
that?
And then
more like a banshee, but
Pretzel
okay.
Rocks as well is available, but you may have to have a pro license since there's no chatbot yet. And then we do, of course, have the DMCA policy tab or page, which talks about DMCA on Glimesh, how exactly we handle DMCA complaints, how we allow you to do a counter notice, and all that sorts of stuff. All right, and then the next piece, these are super awesome. I think starting a streaming website, what you don't expect is so many developers to come and make apps for your platform. But we have bots and overlays that are made just for Glimesh. So there's 3 that I know of so far that have made huge appearances. We've got Odie, Cameo Labs, and then Glimboy. I think we all have our favorites so far, but there are 3 different bots and overlays that are really, really helpful. And then there are some existing services that have been super excited to add us to their to their platform. Places like Pixel Chat, Aircast, Couchbot, they've all confirmed support for Glimesh. Pixel Chat now has overlays working and some other cool stuff. Aircast actually has restreaming working for Glimesh. They actually restreamed Glimovies to Twitch, which was super awesome to see. And there wasn't even, there's only about 2 seconds or so of delay. And then Couchbot recently has joined our Discord and really started making themselves at home. And hopefully they're going to have full support for us on launch. If we forgot anyone from this list, we apologize. Just spam us in chat so we make sure to add you. Spam us in Discord, please, actually. That was Christoph whispering.
That was a terrible whisper, by the way.
It was kind of like,
Make sure Chloe could hear me across the room.
I have open soundstage headphones. I can hear you. I can hear everything.
Christoph, we like it better when you just scream in the background. Just,
I'm
hey, don't
sorry,
forget.
I forgot you.
She's sorry if she forgot you. All right, and then the next thing is what to do when you have problems. This is especially applicable on Tuesday at about 11 a.m. We're going to be launching a streaming website. I don't know if you've heard, but it's going to be interesting. Like Hayden and I talked about before, we're trying to get everything ready to do all the testing that we can do before launch. But unfortunately, the only way to rip the Band-Aid off is to rip the Band-Aid off. So when we do launch, there's going to be problems. I almost guarantee it. It'll probably be my fault, but there's going to be problems. And your stream may go down, your chat may be broken, your chat may be intermingling with someone else's chat. I don't think that one's going to happen. That's not really possible. But all of those things can happen. So we're going to be prepared for that. One of the things we're doing to help with that, to help the communication with that, is we're actually going to have a Glimesh stream. And it's going to be on our homepage. It's going to be for about 6 or 7 hours. And it's going to be not only like a pre-launch countdown, we're all going to sit together and we're going to drop the New York ball and launch a streaming website. But we're also going to have interviews with some of your favorite brand new content creators. We're going to have some developer applications interviews as well, talking about bots, talking about overlays. If you haven't already, we're the application process to be interviewed is completely open. We're actually going to be voting on it without knowing who's behind it. So there's no kind of viewership requirements. There's no kind of anything requirements. Just make sure you fill out the form. If you need the form, it's on our Twitter. Hopefully someone can help link it. But it'll be short, about 30-minute interviews with you. We want to hear, why are you using Glimesh? What kind of content do you produce? And we really want to start getting up the hype for what people can expect on Glimesh. We want to, really show off all of our categories, show off, all of the gaming streams we have, all of the art, music, technology, and real life, and educational streams we're going to have, and things we haven't even thought of yet. So if you haven't already gotten your name in there, please get it in there. Last I heard, we need more tech streamers, and we need more education streamers. All right, and then so that stream that we're going to launch, or that we're going to have that day, it's totally optional. I think I saw a question in there about that. You don't have to attend. It's just an event for all of you. The stream is going to be going throughout the day and after we launch. And if there's any issues with the site, we'll make sure to have that broadcast on the stream. That way you know what to expect. And then we're of course going to keep our Twitter up to date and our Discord up to date as well. Please be patient with us. As we're fighting fires, it's hard to communicate about the fires. We're going to try really hard, but we may drop the ball sometimes, so let's just apologize ahead of time. And then if you have any questions, you're trying to get payout set up, you're trying to get chat configured, you're trying to set up your streamer page, you're trying to customize things. If you have any questions, our support site is extremely well documented. We've got almost everything you can think of, and you can just search and it'll immediately show you, how to ban someone. How do I ban someone? Click the ban button. All sorts of stuff. And so the support page is really there for, providing you those resources. And then if you still have issues, or if you have unrelated questions or bugs you want to report, Discord is the best way to do that. If you actually go to the homepage here, you'll see a quick walkthrough of our Discord, where to take your questions, where to take your suggestions, where to take your bugs. And then if all else fails, if the whole platform crashes, we'll make sure to update you on Twitter. That's going to be our main home for that. I don't think that'll happen, but that's where it will be. All right. So that's kind of the walkthrough. That's what to expect on Alpha. That's what to do when you need help. That's how to prepare for it. If anyone has any questions about that, if anyone wants to collaborate on getting your stream set up together, we actually have some great channels in our Discord that can help you do that. Things like community designs can help you design the right channel layout for yourself. Things like community projects can get you help set up with bots or other applications you may want to use on your stream. If you have any questions, we have a questions channel. And then of course, if you need any support, you can email support@glimesh.tv. All right. That's it. That's the meeting. Thank you everyone who showed up. What we're going to do next is anyone who's watching the stream, we will do live questions and answers, but we're going to end the recording first. So I want to thank everyone for showing up tonight. I want to thank everyone who helped put this together. Boy, I am so fucking excited for launch. See you next Tuesday.